The boy and the tree. How do the plants grow? The children asked. The sun, said their grandmother. But did you know that the sun also helps you to grow? Then she told them a story. Once upon a time, there was a little boy. On the day he was born, his father planted a baby oak tree beside the house, thinking that as his son grew, so would the oak tree and be his son's tree to give him shade while he lived and to mark the place of his birth even after he had died. Both the boy and the tree grew well, but of course they were always different from each other. The boy's father and mother, who helped each to grow, often wished their son would be as quiet as his companion, the young oak tree. When the boy and the tree were 2 years old, the boy would be running everywhere in and out of the house, under people's feet, taking things off the shelves and putting them in his mouth, picking the green tomatoes, pulling out the plants in the garden, breaking his toys and his mother's cups. He had to be watched every minute, but the tree grew without having to be watched every minute. Then the boy grew bigger. He learned not to reach for everything and what was good to eat and what not. But he also learned how to say no and I don't want to and do just the opposite of what his mother or father asked him to do. That was part of his growing, not at all like the oak tree whose roots became stronger and whose branches spread out to give a little shade just as people wanted them to. The tree's spreading branches were not like the boy's hands, for as the boy grew older, his hands were quick to snatch toys away from his brothers and sisters and to hold on to them. Many a time now the boy showed that he was learning to look out for himself, saying, I want it, or it's mine. He got into many scraps and squabbles because he felt strong and brave. He shouted a lot and pushed other children down and blamed them for being the ones to start it. Although his father and his mother loved him dearly, they often looked at each other and sighed. How peacefully and steadily the oak tree grows. It is even taller than our sun. So it happened that the tree outgrew the boy until its topmost branches were higher than the roof. But as you have seen, a tree's growing is very different from a child's. While the tree is growing more firmly into its place between earth and sun, the child never stays in any one place for very long. While the tree is obeying the will of the sun and the god and the earth and the rain and all that helps it grow, the boy is disobeying all those who want to help him grow. And while the tree is disobeying and while the tree is giving its shade to all who ask it, the boy is snatching toys from other children or pushing them out of his way. The tree became tall and green and shady, a blessing to the house and its people. And the boy kept growing too. He didn't grow as tall as the tree, but one day he stopped snatching and pushing. He had learned something new. It had grown inside him, just as the oak tree shade giving just like oak trees shade giving leaves had grown outside it. His father and mother noticed it the first time he made his own bed without being told. They noticed again when he kept his little sister from falling down the steps, and yet again when he offered his brother a turn on his bicycle. And now the boy's parents were happy. His father said, the sunshine that helped the oak tree grow has found its way into our son to help him become a blessing to this house. This was the grandmother's story. At least one of her grandchildren always remembered it.